This is today's topic.
Switzerland?
Go ahead. Everybody go ahead and say the title. Go ahead, Nick. What is it?
Putin.
Yeah, Putin.
Is that a find the difference game?
Yeah, Putin's on the right. I guess I know that.
Okay, so Switzerland abandoned centuries of being neutral and is now backing Ukraine.
Oh shit.
That doesn't happen.
Massive.
That never happens. Because
Centuries,
they're like,
bro.
drug dealers come to our banks. Armies, you can just pass right through.
They were like,
But
hey,
they were like,
it's not just a gold dress, it's a blue dress. We don't care.
They're like, both.
They said that.
The most
They said
controversial thing, yeah.
Remember that?
They saw both.
They don't even have reverse or drive in their transmissions.
They're like, it's a rabbit and a duck. It's an old lady and a young lady.
Their cars just sit there. They don't move.
Yeah, if it rolls, it
We thought
rolls.
the new Space Jam was kind of hype.
So here's my question though.
Terrible.
Here's my question: is Switzerland, like, now that they've taken a side, do they have an army? Are they gonna fight, or are they just like?
I think they're gonna be
I'm with you. Thoughts and prayers.
We're gonna send chocolate to Ukraine to support the war.
I thought he was going to talk about cheese.
They're like, what do we have? We don't have
Chocolate
soldiers.
and cheese.
Chocolate milk too.
And luggages.
Doesn't the fact that they've been neutral for so long, isn't that why their money is so like stable?
Because they don't have an army? Because they're like, we don't fight, we bank.
Yeah, and make chocolate.
Well, it is because then that way it's like you're getting all money, right? It's not just good money, clean money.
You're saying that's a strategy by them? I think that they're just very nice people.
I don't know, man.
Oh, you know what? They're gonna supply them with all the army knives.
Swiss Army knives. Yeah, that's a good one. Too.
Oh, that's
Because
good.
Russia is not gonna have any more army knives because they're like
There's a shortage.
all army knives to Ukraine.
What about the shoes? K-Swiss?
So they're gonna pull up on the
Heard that in a while, huh?
They're gonna pull up on the battlefield and look at each other, and Ukraine's just gonna go
Yep.
and pull out corkscrews. That's it.
According to media, that kind of works against the Russian army right now. Because I've heard a lot of very tilted stories, shall we say. The Russians were so freaked out, they quit.
They left. The war's over.
It's over.
So Switzerland has abandoned its historic neutral position on global wars to support Ukraine. The European country who famously stayed on the fence during World War II against the Nazis has announced it will be supporting economic and financial sanctions against Russia for invading and declaring war on its western neighbor.
Damn.
Swiss federal president Ignacio Cassis said their move will fall in line with the rest of the European Union. Ignacio is a good one. It's not like
It's a Swiss name.
it's not like Ignacio from like what's the Jack Black?
Nacho Libre?
Nacho Libre.
Ignacio.
It's Ignacio with a Z. I don't know. Maybe it's the same.
So can Russians go skiing in the Swiss Alps now or no?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no Swiss
Banned.
cheese.
That's the sanctions.
So yeah.
It's one of them.
The Swiss Federal Council has decided today to fully adopt EU sanctions. It is an unparalleled action of Switzerland, who has always stayed neutral before. Russia's attack is an attack on freedom, an attack on democracy, an attack on the civil population, and an attack on the institutions of a free country. This cannot be accepted regarding international law, this cannot be accepted politically, and this cannot be accepted morally. That's quite
Damn.
There you go.
That's definitely not neutral.
Sounds like it was written by the United States government. Let's go. That's fucking sick.
So in a way, something that Russia's doing is actually fucking with their money for once.
Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but I thought it was pretty weird how like who was like, it's just a military exercise. What are you talking about? And they're like,
It's
dude,
just jumping
there's hundreds
jacks.
of thousands of soldiers on your border. What are you talking about? It's just a military exercise. He's in Ukraine. It's a military exercise. They're exercising as a military.
Yeah, it's just a workout.
Hey, dude, I saw that troop build up on the border, and I actually thought he wasn't going to do shit. I honestly did. I thought it was there to intimidate people.
This is true, actually. Steve told me that. He's like, dude, they're not going to go to war. And then he was right for that day.
Thank you.
They actually pulled out
Well,
that
because
day.
they said it was going to happen on Wednesday, and then it didn't happen. And I was like, God damn, it's pretty good.
But when Thursday came around,
But next Wednesday,
Maybe that's all Putin wanted to do. He's like, I don't want Biden to predict this right. I was gonna go on Wednesday, but I'm not gonna fucking go on Wednesday because he said Wednesday. Because I'm gonna go on Saturday and surprise his ass.
Biden should have been like, sometime in the next year, They're definitely gonna go to war.
See, he needs to make it more vague.
Goddamn!
Can't do it now.
Like sometimes in the next 4 years.
Yeah, see?
That makes sense because that's why Jesus hasn't come back because everyone keeps saying he's gonna come back.
I don't want you fucking mortals to know me better than I know myself.
No one likes that shit.
Yeah. He's like, now I can't come
No
back
one
yet.
wants to be predictable.
Jesus is like, I'm not trying to be predictable.
Yeah.
He said, like a thief in the night, guys. You're not gonna know when I'm coming.
No one's gonna know.
So Switzerland's sanctions will freeze assets of listed persons from Russia and also ban people highlighted by the EU's packet of sanctions from coming to the country. Swiss airspace will also be closed to all flights coming from Russia except those conducting humanitarian search or emergency operations. That's their playing ball, right? Like they gotta fucking.
I just want to know like how they're being screwed with monetarily because that's the only all that morality shit. I highly don't believe a country would put themselves in a position just because of injustice.
No, dude. Because why didn't anyone pressure the U.S. when we went into Afghanistan and Iraq?
Well, because our dollar supports the petrodollar. But let's look at this, right? The key thing is what's Swiss known for, Swiss bank accounts, all this stuff.
Army knives and cheese.
Thank you. You're talking about a world now where they can freeze your assets and they can say, we're actually going to suspend you from participating in commerce.
Like the Russian oligarchs.
Exactly. So they're literally doing that right now. They're actually like GoFundMe. All these places are actually removing Russia. They're doing that to the ruble. They crashed the ruble like 22% like in 20 hours.
And that sucks because it hurts like average Russian citizens. Did you see the lines at the train station? How they were just
Google
like,
Pay, Apple Pay.
dude, they couldn't go to work and shit.
Exactly.
And it's like, yeah, that's all Putin's fault, but put pressure on him, not the average citizens.
Exactly. But
Like
see,
you're gonna starve out all the regular people.
That's the intention, right? When you put it on his people, then his people
Civil unrest.
we'll choke it up, but it never happens, bro. I wish it did.
I mean, this is the Game of Thrones, right? Where every single time, who suffers is the peasants and the average people. And then they're like, yeah, they'll put pressure on the leaders, but the leaders are still... It's not like France where they fucking grabbed all the bourgeoisie and killed them all. It's like all the top people are still going to be like, all right, they're getting kind of annoying now. I guess we better do something. But they're still eating their steaks and living good. Yeah.
It's like he's so brutal that like peaceful protest doesn't do shit to him. You know, he doesn't really care.
No, he laughs at it.
He'll let them suffer.
Yeah,
It's the problem.
Did you see all the people that were protesting and all the media folks that were getting rounded up and thrown into buses and shit?
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude.
In Russia?
Yeah. They don't give a fuck. Yeah. I wonder what Snowden's doing out there. He's all like, fuck, well, they are kind of saving me out here, but fuck, man. It's fucked up.
Well, he basically said he's going to stop talking about it because everyone just thinks he's too controlled to
By
even
Russia?
have a fair take. Yeah.
Oh.
So he said he's going to stop talking about it because he tried talking about it a little bit, and then people were like, "You're just a Putin lover," and he's like, "I get your argument, so I'm just going to stay the fuck out of it."
You know what's fucking hilarious throughout all of this? So, did you know that Steven Seagal was banned from Ukraine?
What?
He's pro-Russia. So
He
basically,
loves
Of course
Putin.
he is, dude.
loves Putin.
Of course Steven Seagal is.
he's an honorary, like Russian military member, right?
Just like he was an honorary Louisiana Parish
honorary
member.
fucking law enforcement
Louisiana
everywhere.
Parish.
He's an honorary weirdo. Like in every.
I bet he's an honorary Catholic priest too.
He's an honorary sex offender as well.
Snap!
No, he's an honorary because he never was convicted. I heard.
Because you know he goes to Russia and hangs out with Putin and shit, right? And like it's so fucking hilarious, dude.
What are they talking about?
What are they spar?
Probably his moves.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna show you a kick. He's like, look at that kick. That's a crazy kick. And then Putin's like, yeah, I've never seen a kick from anybody else.
It checks out.
That's a kick. That's a fucking kick.
He's like, I heard you do Taekwondo. Here, grab my shirt. Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, pull a gun on me right now. I'm Steven Seagal. Pull a gun on me. See how I can control it? See how I can control it right now? See how I can control it? See how easily I disarmed this guy? See, I just killed him. I killed him if I wanted to.
He almost turned you into a suck machine.
Seagal's good, man. If you've never seen Lawman, by the way, with Steven Seagal, that's exactly how he demonstrates. Like,
That's every one of his
top
movies.
war. It's the best.
Because he's 6'8". That's why,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
He can do all the little guys.
Because he's 6'8" and he's fucking
big as shit.
He's fucking 338 right here. So he's gonna
manhandle
He's
you,
gonna
bro.
roll on you.
But that's true. Are Steven Seagal and Dennis Rodman homies? And
Yes. The answer is yes.
They're yin and yang, dude.
do they all just hang out with like
Dictators?
yeah, dictators?
Dennis Rodman doesn't like him.
as well.
Sean Penn.
You know, Sean Penn was actually in Ukraine and he had to flee it.
Yeah, because he's doing like a documentary,
He's doing a
right?
documentary with Vice, and then he had to abandon his car and walk across the border many miles in order to get to Poland. That just happened.
Shit.
And
Spicoli went to Poland?
yeah, dude.
He's getting El Chapo, who's
I like shitting on him like that, even though he's a great actor. He's a really good actor.
He is really good.
But he will only be Spicoli.
Spicoli, it's kind of mean.
Forever.
It's actually fucked up.
Anybody who's slightly interested in a little bit of the history of it, Swiss Reformation in the 16th century was when the neutrality kind of really began, and then they pretty much went super neutral at an international war in 1815, I guess, and then since then it was just like accepted amongst the world that they would always be neutral since 1815. So that's why it's literally been over 2 centuries now.
I think strategically they were like a good buffer zone for right being in the middle. That if they stayed neutral, it would actually be beneficial for the rest of Europe. Because if they had a border or if they sided with one, it's kind of like how, like, you know, NATO and Eastern Europe, if there was a buffer zone, then the Soviet Union or the Russia and then, you know, the NATO nations would be kind of always not so at each other's throats. That's what the Switzerland was supposed to be. But I guess now they're like, we're choosing sides now, man.
Why do you think that is, and why now?
I have no idea. I wish I knew. Like, I got to read into this.
Money, dude. That's the only reason.
Talking about always.
They have something to lose.
What made that different?
Because now they're attacking commerce. Google Pay, Apple Pay, all that shit's getting fucked with in Russia. You don't want to stand with us? Oh, cool. We might cut you off too.
You're saying this war comes down to money?
I would never think that.
I thought it was about
It's moralism.
human rights and spreading democracy.
It's about democracy. That's what I forgot. Just like Iraq, it's just about democracy.
It's always about democracy.
Afghanistan,
And they got it, right? They got
just
it.
like Libya.
They got it.
That's right.
America.
It was about WMDs, man.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, America. We are the world police.
At least we stopped imperialism. Thank
Right.
God. Now we can just onboard you into NATO. You have to pay a certain amount for. Oh, by the way, you want to be in NATO? Cool. You have to spend this much on military. Oh, guess what? We'll provide the quote. We'll get you the weapons. You have to provide the quote.
It's a franchise. It's like McDonald's, but like military.
If you ever believed anything
like
this
a good
man
deal.
said, that's the number one thing to believe because that's what's going on. And it's right there if you want to look at it.
Yep.
But
Strategically, right? So actually the US pulled out more soldiers when the shit happened, went down. Take a look at it, right? And then we only have 3,000-ish troops around. And one of the theories is that if conflict does spill over from Ukraine into, let's say, Romania, into
Finland.
other countries that are close by, it's actually a good strategic method of having some American soldiers dead, so then now we can legally enter the war. So it's basically
Gulf of Tonkin.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Tonkin, Pearl Harbor, all of these different, I guess, ways where it's like, oh, we're involved now.
Right now, they're trying to push that with like the flying in the air zone. They want to make sure the U.S. is a no-fly zone for Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So then-
Ukraine's a no-fly zone for Russia, so that forces them into.
Yeah,
a war.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Cool,
Dang, U.S.
Yeah, dude, U.S. bro.
because then
Getting kind of close.
well, then it becomes, hey, if you come into this airspace that you're trying to attack right now,
Shoot you down.
that
brother.
means exactly. So that's war.
and then we enter the war.
Yep. Even though we bombed Russian infantrymen a couple years ago, nobody gave a fuck. Russia didn't do anything about it.
So you're saying...
I'm saying that war is evil once again, but hey, it doesn't matter.
My guy. There it is.